right, guys, the loading screen is almost done doing its thing. I love the smell of Kulas Ravine in the mid-afternoon or late afternoon, I guess. And as soon as it finishes loading, we will get to see the actual map.
That is a fact.
Oh, did he change his color?
Yeah, he changed his color on me. Actually, twice in the game.
That's what they do, you know?
Yep.
All right, in the upper left, on the map Kulas Ravine, we have our Team Liquid player. He plays Protoss. He is Liquid NonY. And in the upper right part of the map, in the pink, from the Team Vile, recently taking out a lot of very good Korean players in IPL4, it is Vile Illusion.
And we are on Kulas Ravine, the map of the Xel'Naga Tower.
10 of them.
10. Yeah, that is absolutely true. Kind of a crazy map, but has produced, I would say, our best games of this tournament so far. In fact, NonY himself was involved in a really weird one against DeMuslim.
The only game NonY lost in that series was on Kulas Ravine, so this is NonY's chance for redemption, man. This is where he can show that he doesn't necessarily have to lose on Kulas Ravine. The positions that they've spawned in are flipped, actually. The game versus DeMuslim was on the left, NonY was on the right, and then that screen happened. But no, I'm just kidding. That didn't happen until right now.
Yep.
Oh, all right. Looks like it's dial-up. Someone picked up the phone, apparently.
That's true.
Maybe.
Unfortunate, but
could be.
That's quite all right. This is, of course, live environment, so
that's right.
A few more things out of your control, unfortunately, as we're just going to wait for NonY to get things started here. Like we said, though, we would remind everyone who's kind of filtering in, there's some scheduling issues with our second match of the day. So Complexity Minigun versus Check 6 Sleep will happen tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific, so we're going to start things a little bit earlier tomorrow. Yeah,
that will be pretty cool. A lot of good matches then, and so now we're just going to wait a little bit, see what the pause is. It sounds like NonY had to take care of something, so we're just going to kick it back over to the camera for a second. Hi, everybody.
Hello. How's it going?
How are you? How are you today?
I'm doing well. I'm about to cast StarCraft. We have a cool week ahead of us. So what's coming up this week? Well, Olde Map Tournament today and tomorrow. That's going to be round 2. Then next week, of course, will be the last week of the tournament. Thursday and Friday, we're going to have more Team Arena Challenge 3 qualifier action. And then on Saturday, I have to admit what I'm looking forward to the most.
Oh, man.
We have MC versus Polt in a best of 9. That is going to be awesome.
It's going to be great. Oh, looks like we are ready to go. NonY's saying he had a little bit of lag, but it seems to be cleared up now. So we are back in the game. And, of course, in case you're just joining us here a little bit late, we've got NonY in the upper left, and we have Vile Illusion in the upper right on the map Kulas Ravine. So, yeah, NonY, like I was saying before the pause happened, this is his chance to redeem himself of that a little bit embarrassing game versus DeMuslim. Making a few mistakes here, but he did win the series 3-1 overall. So
very convincingly, I might
nothing
add.
to be ashamed of, definitely. NonY sending out that early scouting probe, and it's such an interesting map. You know, you've got rocks everywhere. This is like the quintessential original StarCraft 2 map. You know, tons of Xel'Naga towers,
lots
tons
of rocks,
bases, ledges, rocks. This is all the stuff we want to put in this game, and we're gonna put it all on one map.
Yep.
You're gonna like it.
And it's made some cool games, I have to admit. I mentioned this last week. I apologize for bringing it up again, but NonY actually involved in this map in one of the best games of StarCraft 2 I've ever seen versus Pain User back at MLG when Pain User ended up finishing 3rd. And that was actually quite a cool game. And so it always makes me a little bit giddy when I get to cast NonY on this map against a Terran player, because I always kind of wait for those same sparks to fly. And look at this illusion.
There we go.
Underneath one of the many Xel'Naga towers on this map, building another command center. Yeah,
so the question is, will he put this at the gold? Oh, what a good placement for that, too. NonY didn't see it when he hit that Xel'Naga tower in the middle. But will he put it at the gold, or will he possibly float that up to his, quote-unquote, other natural expansion 3rd? But it looks like NonY, is he going to scout it? Yes, he is. He does find it right away. This is actually going to really set back Illusion. This is a big amount of time and resources dedicated to this command center. Yeah, very much so. And NonY's starting to go to work on this SCV. Unfortunately, that is going to have to come off the line. A couple more SCVs are being brought in, though, as that's actually, if you think about it, that's 4 workers that are pulled off of mining at the moment. Of course, he's going for a very greedy economic style build, but... Now, here's the thing. Now Illusion has to raise it up that high ground. He can't take the gold because NonY, it would just be too easy for him to go after that and do damage to it. But it does kind of make NonY worry a bit, I think, because now he's going to be like, all right, my opponent's got a base up on that high ground that I can't really touch unless I go Stargate. So NonY, it looks like we saw him already breaking down those back rocks. It looks like he wants to expand himself, try to keep up in the economy game, which means we might be going into a little bit longer game here.
Could very well be. He does have a second gas up, but he's not using it at all at the moment, and he is putting down gateways number 2 and 3 for now. Oh, wait, take that back. All 4.
All right, how many probes does he have? I feel like there's a 4-gate response. Yeah, it is definitely, because he's still making probes, or at least he went up to 24, which is more than the usual 4-gate. So this is more of a response to what he saw Illusion doing.
Sure.
Response to that greediness, if you will. Now, does Illusion have bunkers at his...
He does.
Okay, he does have 1. He's going to need more. I mean, keep in mind, there's no ramp on this map, so it's pretty easy to 4-gate.
And it looks like he's going to try and break down these destructible rocks before moving out, though, so he can expand behind this. So it wants to put on pressure, but this isn't intended to be an all-in. There we go. Second bunker coming up now for Illusion as he's adding on barracks number 3 and 4 at the moment. Just wants to get out as many units as possible before this attack eventually hits.
Oh, that's a good idea. I mean, you want to get as many, well, obviously as many as you can, but you also want to be kind of preparing for the future. There's no reason to just have your units kind of sitting there. You want to do something with them, obviously. Getting the second bunker, too, is just so essential as well. I mean, there's no way he can survive this with 1. Now that he's got 2, we'll see if he can. It depends on, the force fields from NonY and how many sentries he decides to warp in with this, because this was 1-gate for a while. He doesn't quite have the amount of gas built up to warp in like a bunch of sentries or something, but he should still have, a decent amount, and the 2 he already has out will be kind of gaining some energy, so we'll see.
And he moves back units already preparing for this eventual attack. This is quite a few units for NonY. He's going to start making his way up now. Let's see, though. Is this going to go to any Guardian Shield? Yes, it is. So the Force Shields are going to hit behind that. Already going to town on one of those bunkers. Actually doesn't zone out too many of the SCVs, but does scoot them forward a bit so they immediately die.
Yep, and he's going to go right to work on that second bunker as well. Oh, pulling back to hit the supply depot instead. I think that's a good idea. There were so many SCVs there from Illusion already. It would have been a bit dangerous to pursue that.
Yeah, definitely. And a few of the Marines are starting to make their way up just to kind of poke for a bit, do damage to these Stalkers, but Illusion, unfortunately, has lost a couple of those.
Yeah. Man, those SCVs repairing that supply depot reminds me of Dragoons hitting a bunker in Brood War.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same situation where NonY can just literally, sit his Stalkers there, and he might be thinking something similar. He was, of course, a big Brood War player himself. But with 2 more bunkers up, 3 bunkers up now for Illusion, I don't think NonY's going to be able to break this. He's already kind of prepared for this possibility. But, yeah, he's definitely going to have to go home.
He did break open those rocks, so we can throw down an expansion if he so desires.
This.
Can go through another set of destructible rocks off to the side. Of course, that's going to force all of the units back for Illusion. Of course, he's going to have to move those Stalkers back so he doesn't take any unnecessary damage.
Yep, maybe have to build another bunker. Oh, NonY losing a sentry. Whoops. A little bit of a mistake there. He could have at least used that for a Guardian Shield or something, but as it is, he does force Illusion to lift his command center and make a run for it, and no bunkers here.
No, not at all. It's just going to come down to unit control. We'll see if NonY has what it takes. His Zealots are in the back. We should look at shifting to the front here in just a bit, as they will be quite effective against those Marines, or at least zoning those out for the time being. One of the barracks may fall here in a second, getting very low in health.
Oh, man, it is definitely going to go down. There it goes. And NonY needs to be careful not to get surrounded. That's a lot of Marines. He's just going to make a run for it. Oh, the SCVs doing a great job holding back some of the Stalkers.
Yeah, very much so. The Zealots are starting to go through a few of those SCVs, but now NonY has to start getting back. That's a lot of Marines that are sitting there, and he is losing quite a few of his Stalkers, trying to run through with a few units through the front, but there is already, those bunkers are still established. Marines running back now. Yes, NonY effectively denied 1 base, but he hasn't been able to fall back on an expansion of his own.
Yeah, being a little bit overly bold with those Stalkers, and he's continuing to produce units here. I don't know if this is really a great decision by NonY. I mean, Illusion seems to have the units he needs to push NonY back, and he has another command center as well. Oh, man, what a big risk taken by NonY going in here. Is he going to do damage, or is he just getting his units trapped? Let's find out.
Oh, it looks like a couple of the Marines starting to go to town on these Stalkers.
Yeah.
Stalker numbers thinning out a little bit. The Marines are as well. A few of the SCVs got into the fight as well.
Yep.
So NonY going to need to fight on the high ground here and have pretty much impeccable control. He did do a little economic damage. He also killed the supply depot, running with a few units through the front, and is able to sneak around the side. Don't know how long he's going to want to sit there. Yeah, especially with the bunkers providing those units extra range.
Yeah, so NonY, doing a little bit of damage, putting some pressure on, but I really want to see him expand behind this. I think he knows for sure that he's not going to be able to straight up kill Vile Illusion right now. He's been saving up some resources, but no, he just Spent it again, it looks like. Oh, he spent it on Nexus. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Now popping up. Yeah, that's the expansion that NonY definitely needs to take right now.
And taking a look, Illusion does have 6 additional workers over his opponent and throwing down a bunch of mules. It's going to provide a temporary boost in economy,
helps.
but of course, he will mine out this base very quickly. In fact, one of the mineral patches already gone. The other one's getting pretty low.
Mm-hmm. You notice both players, too, definitely knowing what map they're on, not expanding to the quote-unquote natural expansion here, just because the cliffs are right to the right of that. It's way too easy to abuse when you're kind of close by top positions, or I guess you could say top versus top on this map.
Well, let's see here now how NonY is going to try and make his way out of this. His opponent already moving to +1 weapons, has significant upgrades for his ground forces, and is reinvesting back into his barracks infrastructure and adding on that factory as well. So he's going to have a nice, well-rounded army, will be able to move into medevacs very quickly, and does have a supply advantage along with an overall worker lead. So NonY certainly has his work cut out for him.
Yeah, he's a bit behind. I mean, if this had just been some 4-gate pressure and then he backed off a lot earlier, that would have been fine. He could have taken his Nexus at a pretty decent time. Kind of kept Illusion to just one base for a little while longer, but he just kept making units, kept trying to push, and that is probably going to come back to haunt him here. Yeah, Illusion already moving out. He does have stim, he has concussive shells, combat shields not finished yet for his Marines, but I don't know, he's just got such a big, high damage army here. It's going to be a little bit tough for NonY to stop this.
Very much so, as we do have that robotics base about halfway done. He's certainly going to need some Colossi to be able to stop this army that's making its way out.
Yeah, for sure. And you can see Illusion, though, just breaking down those rocks, just wants an ability to move up onto that high ground in case NonY expands. And, I think maybe he caught a glimpse of that pylon or something like that, because it looks like he's going back for the rocks again. More rocks.
More rocks. All the rocks, as a matter of fact. All the Xel'Naga towers, mostly, though. All right, so factory floating its way out. We have our first couple of medevacs that are starting to be added. A Colossus is on the way as well, but of course it's going to be quite a while before that does pop out.
Yeah. Let's count the destructible rocks. There are, let's see,
2.
1, 2,
and then of course there's 2 on the other side, so anything we say will be mirrored. So
it's 12 total.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that it? Just the ones on the side here and then mirrored at the bottom?
So it should be 12 total destructible rocks on this map.
Solid.
Oh, yeah, but I don't know. I think it's fun. This was always one of my more favorite maps to play on and cast games on early on.
All right, well, NonY has
a macro map.
It is.
It's big.
Yes.
For
so
macro.
Many destructible rocks.
That's right.
All right, well, NonY has to make a big stand now. He's got another Colossus popping out now, but the first one does not have range, so... and it looks like Illusion's going to drop around the side as well.
Yep, he's going up on that high ground there, and NonY needs to be careful not to lose that Colossus. Oh, units coming in the front. Illusion baiting that Colossus out in the open, and he is definitely going to be able to take it out. There it goes.
Bye-bye, and yes, Colossus number 1 has fallen down. Another one doesn't even have a chance to pop out in the robotics bay, has fallen.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, I wonder where that second Colossus went. Did it finish and die, or did it just get canceled? His money is kind of high.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter at this point. I think NonY's going to go down here. Illusion's going to take game 1, it looks like. And again, Kulas Ravine just being the bane of NonY's existence in this tournament.
Yes, it is. And NonY pulling everything off the line now, but down to just 30 supply to his opponent's 117. That number is actually falling.
GG.
There's the